What up, folks, and welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Brandon. This is Trilly BTV. Now let's get into some wrestling news topics, man. I woke up this morning and saw that Becky Lynch was trending, and I looked it up. I was like, ah, damn, man. Whew, man, that's a tough one. But nevertheless, we're gonna react to WrestleMania, man. Shout out to the channel, man. Of course, regular reaction. Let's get it.
It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE facing major backlash from the Osborns, WWE severed ties with Rikishi's promotion, a mass cover-up underway, Psycho Stu regains consciousness, Mark Henry has been called out, the real reason behind John Cena's promo, WWE stars reach out to Will Ospreay, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, a hot opener. A Roman Reigns kicked off Raw live from Birmingham, UK, and it was certainly a refreshing switch up by having a Reigns promo open up the show rather than the usual boring promo from the Vision. Reigns would address how he believes he can get back to where he was, but first he needs to get through Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris. One of the more interesting aspects of the promo was that Reigns mentioning Cody Rhodes received boos, and Reigns would even acknowledge the boos directly, saying, interesting. Reigns would eventually be interrupted by Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed, and Reed did well with his promo material and managed to present himself as a legitimate threat towards one of the WWE's biggest stars. The promo exchange would evolve into a typical WWE pull-apart brawl, and this was perhaps the smartest way to build anticipation for their 1v1 collision at Clash in Paris. Number 2, JD versus Dragon Lee. JD McDonough and Dragon Lee had every intention of stealing the show on Raw, and they did just that. Their match was a PLE-worthy encounter, however fans reported issues with their stream via Netflix, which led to everyone collectively missing a few minutes of the action.
See that? That's that book, bro.
With that being said, the action that we got to see was fantastic, and hopefully this is a 1v1 matchup that WWE revisit down the road. Number 3, IC title shines. And WWE yet again are committing to making the Women's Intercontinental Championship mean something. WWE devoted a ton of time to a promo segment between champion Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella, and it culminated in a title match being made official for Clash in Paris next weekend. We gotta say for this segment, Nikki Bella gave it her all against Becky Lynch, and dare we say it, trumped her in the promo. I mean, lines like, if you're not a dog, why are you acting like a little bitch, was just brutal. And what a sign off on the promo, because to me you have a page to write history on. Just great stuff all around. And number 4, Rio. WWE are now officially labeling the Rhea Ripley and Io Sky alliance as Rio, and it's inevitably going to lead to a tag match pitting the duo versus the Kabuki Warriors. Raw last night was another strong showcase for tag teams, as they had multiple backstage segments that furthered their story, and the fans are reacting to the duo like they are one of the hottest acts in the company, which is great to see. And the crowd. I mean, come on, the crowd was absolutely rabid last night. They had a chant for literally everybody. In fact, they were really brutal to one specific wrestler, that being JD McDonough. They had a number of chants for him, including, your head's massive, you're just a shit Finn Balor, and he's got the whole world in his head. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1.
Unleash the power of precision with Diablo's Wood Demon Ultimate Polish.
Stale stable. Now it's a common consensus that WWE have massively dropped the ball on the New Day's heel run. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods were red hot when they turned on Biggie, but WWE failed to follow this up with anything substantial. Now the group has Grayson Waller as somewhat of an associate, and it just feels like WWE are scrambling. Kingston secured a huge W over Penta on Raw last night, but even credible wins aren't helping the group to connect with the fans as heels.
It's like worst heel of 2025.
Has been Xavier Woods' sensational run of what the hell is he wearing this week outfit. Number 2, Netflix glitches. The Netflix platform usually works extremely well. However, last night there were a number of issues. During the JD McDonough vs Dragon Lee match, the stream froze and then played in slow motion. Then at the top of the second hour, the show started having an 8-minute commercial. It was as if something had gone wrong on the show and WWE needed to waste time. It was really bizarre. And a predictable main event. A Raw was main evented by Bron Breakker vs LA Knight, and as expected, world champion Seth Rollins interfered and cost Knight the win. Knight taking a pinfall lost days before his world title match on a PLE was a questionable move, but this could have been avoided. The post-match angle saw Jey Uso and Knight get beaten down before CM Punk made the save. The 3 challengers would then butt heads before Jey Uso stood tall to close out the final Raw before Clash in Paris. There was nothing downright ugly on the show this week. The show from Birmingham stood out thanks to the rabid crowd, and most of the major stories for the PLE at the weekend were advanced on the show. What'd you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now first story looks at WWE facing major backlash from the Osborns. Our top story today takes a look at the fallout from last night's Raw, as WWE are facing major backlash for a promo segment. During the promo exchange between Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella on Raw, Lynch took a pop at the crowd in Birmingham by mentioning Ozzy Osbourne. You can have your match, but in Paris at Clash, because I'm not wrestling in Birmingham, the only good thing that came out of here died a month ago. But in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to LA, a proper city, because if I lived in Birmingham, I'd die too. These comments have since hit mainstream news, with numerous outlets across the world now covering the story. Lynch's comments have also caught the attention of Osborne's daughter Kelly Osborn, as she took to Instagram to call out Lynch with some rather unflattering remarks. She for whatever reason tagged in Becky Lynch fan number 11, "You are a disrespectful dirtbag. Birmingham would not piss on you if you were on fire. Hashtag Birmingham forever." WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father and his home. The WWE fans on X have been quick to come to the defense of Lynch, as it was apparent from the promo that Lynch was just poking fun at the city in question rather than Ozzy Osbourne himself. Plus, she's a heel. That's her job, to piss off the crowd. WWE or Lynch haven't made any comment on the situation, but it's possible they will, especially if more media outlets pick up the story. Next up, WWE severed ties with Rikishi's promotion. The fans have been actively calling for Nox Pro to lose their WWE ID credentials, and now it looks like they've got their wish. PW Insider is reporting that WWE are cutting ties with the promotion, and they've even removed them from their talent recruitment website. WWE continues to sever ties with Nox Pro in the wake of the Roger Jackson incident over the weekend. References to the promotion and their academy have been removed from WWE talent recruitment website. Nox Pro was listed there yesterday. Whilst the incident obviously wasn't WWE's fault, it was a bad look for WWE to be associated with the promotion in any way, shape or form, so this was definitely the right call, as there's now been rumours of the promotion covering everything up. Despite Nox Pro publicly condemning the actions of Roger Jackson, there appears to be more to the story. Wrestler Duke Mallow, who was responsible for pulling Jackson off Psycho Stu, appeared on the Scaling Up podcast, and during the appearance, a private message from a company higher up was revealed, which discouraged anyone from speaking with authorities about the incident without guidance from the promotion.
At this school are being encouraged to not cooperate with the police. From what I hear, the police were there investigating the scene shortly after Stu was removed, and there has been multiple requests that have gone downstream from upper management to not talk with the police directly if they are contacted, and to only let a certain group of individuals interact with the police. That is extremely dishonest. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you. And you to every single person who replied to them, "Yes, sir, you are all weak sacks of and I hope you rot in hell. You are wasting oxygen that other people could be breathing. Go yourself." And if you continue to be complacent in this investigation and you side with the people who you know are in the wrong, I wish nothing but the worst for you.
This is incredibly concerning, and hopefully the authorities become aware of what the promotion is trying to do. Next up, a GoFundMe launch for the wrestler. Now, an official GoFundMe has been launched to help Psycho Stu, and according to the campaign notes, any donation will be used to cover medical expenses, recovery support, and loss of earnings. Hello everyone, I'm reaching out to get the support for Stuart Smith, better known as Psycho Stu. On August 23rd, he was involved in an unscripted assault that left him in the hospital with intense recovery needed to regain good health. Stuart Smith is a US Army veteran who used wrestling as an outlet to deal with his PTSD. This incident has not only caused major physical harm, but will also disrupt his career inside the ring and outside of it. Any donation will be used to cover uncovered medical expenses, recovery support, and loss of income. Now, at the time of publishing, the GoFundMe has reached over...
Put a fresh spin
that whole
on
situation is just crazy, man, and confusing too. Like, I don't. That's crazy.
$60,000, which is amazing to see. There have been some notable donations on the page, including Chris Jericho, who's donated $2,500. Jericho makes a habit of coming through in situations like this, and this isn't the first time which he has helped out wrestlers via a monetary donation. Next up, Psycho Stu regains consciousness. Now we finally have some positive news when it comes to Psycho Stu's condition. Stu's brother took to his personal Facebook page to state that he's now conscious, and Stu has thanked everyone for their love and support. "Good morning, thank you for your outpouring of support. Stewart is conscious and does have some recollection of events from the day of the attack. Thank you everyone for reaching out. It's been difficult to get back to everyone individually. We'll be setting up something for anyone wishing to donate. I will update with a link when possible. He's currently resting and says thank you for the love and support. And once again, we here at WrestleMania offer our best wishes to Stu and wish him a speedy recovery. Yep. Next up, fans call out Mark Henry.
Whoa, Mark Henry hold on, not too much on Mark Henry now.
And Roger Jackson's situation, and Henry has a rather bold take on the matter that has led to significant criticism being directed his way. Henry spoke to TMZ and he decided to outright defend Jackson's actions. I don't know what I saw, it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on, and the dude that was messing with him bit more off than he could chew. You gotta be careful with who you're messing with, and what kind of example you are as a veteran for inciting a riot with a kid. I mean, he's not 12, but he's still significantly younger, and you want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing. Henry would continue on by saying that the incident isn't a bad look for pro wrestling, it's just a bad look for the company in question. It's not a bad look for pro wrestling, it's a bad look for the company he performed at, and it's a bad look for him. And it's even worse look for the guy who got beat up, because now we know you can't fight. And back in the old days, if you lost a fight, you lost your job. Maybe those days are over too. In the modern sense, that shouldn't happen. On both sides, have enough respect for the business to say, hey, this dude is acting up, I'm gonna give him a pass today, but you need to get him in order, because if I wanted to take his head off, I could. Now, these comments are certainly controversial, and this isn't the first time that Henry has had similar takes of this nature. Last year at WrestleMania 40, Henry infamously said that he would have taken Kairi Sane's head off for staying in the ring too long during her opponent's entrance. Next up, a new match set for Clash in Paris. Now, the card is finally set for Clash in Paris this weekend, as on Raw, WWE announced that Becky Lynch would defend her Women's Intercontinental title versus Nikki Bella. The card now stands at 6 matches, and due to Triple H's reluctance to go above his number of matches, this card is now finalized. It's unclear what match is set to main event the show, but logic would assume that the world title match main events. However, WWE are currently promoting John Cena versus Logan Paul as a main match via their graphics, so it's possible that Cena and Logan receive the nod. Next up, the real reason for John Cena's promo. Speaking of John Cena and Logan Paul, Cena's promo on last week's SmackDown received rave reviews. Cena went in on Logan like nobody he's ever done before. And former WWE star Baron Corbin has now explained the real reason why Cena went in so hard on Logan. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, the former WWE star stated, "John will have no mercy on the microphone. He talks about wanting to give back to the business, and he does. He truly loves this and wants people to be successful, but he's not going to hand it to you. We watched him murder Roman on live television, from the drug test pop to the lack of promo skills. He cut Roman's seeds off in that promo. He's going, if you can come back from that and prove me wrong, I will help you take the keys to the kingdom." Maybe John didn't tell Logan anything. In my brain, John didn't tell him anything. When you're done, I'll start talking, and then I'll put the button on it, and we're out. He wants Logan's real reactions in the moment. Corbin would add that it was a true test to see if Logan could hang, and it was Cena's way of bringing the best out of him. And finally, WWE stars reach out to Will Ospreay. Our final story today takes a look at the news related to Will Ospreay and how WWE stars have reached out to him. Ospreay has a serious neck injury and is expected to undergo surgery in the near future. Ospreay reflected on the injury during an interview with Metro UK, and the AEW star revealed that several WWE stars reached out to him, offering their support. I've got people in WWE that I've never met before in my entire life that reached out because of this neck injury, and they've gone, hey, if you need a doctor, or if there's any questions that need to be answered. Every single one of them are super lovely, and I wish them all the best. I really do. Ospreay was written off AEW television at Forbidden Door, and it's currently unknown how long the talented star will be out of action for. We here at WrestleMania wish him the best, and hope that it's not long. But there you have it, folks, our look at Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
So that's a WrestleMania, man. Look, man, here's my thoughts. Whew, man. Okay, we're going to start from the whole Becky Lynch situation. I get it. Becky Lynch, she's a heel. Her job is to, to aggravate the fans. That's part of the gimmick and stuff. I get that 100%. But it's like at the same time, it's like, I don't want to say too soon. Well, I guess it is too soon because it's only been like barely a month since, I want to say less than a month since Ozzy Osborn, passed away. Possibly, and of course I could be wrong. Maybe she should have worded it in a different way or something like that. Not just saying like, oh, the only good thing that came out of he died a month ago. Like instead of saying died, basically saying either like, was called home or something. I mean, I don't know. Of course I could be wrong, but it's like, that's just, I don't know, man. That could have been, done a different way and stuff. But yeah. And when it comes to the whole I want to say Knox versus Rampage Jackson's son and stuff, Now, this is a crazy situation. I do know when I saw today that apparently that Knox was the one that I mean, first of all, I fully don't know. Was this all scripted? Was this a part of the act? Well, even though, of course, the attack wasn't scripted. Well, I guess him knocking them out for real, seriously injuring them was wasn't supposed to happen. Of course it wasn't. But it all started with him being the aggressive first, as in hitting Jackson's son, oh boy, with a can, like actually really hitting him, like for real. Maybe that's something that triggered him, stuff like that, to where him to just go. I mean, just go in, man, just crashing out, on Knox, which is crazy. But regardless, I do understand both sides. I'm like, hey, look, she shouldn't hit our boy, with a can, actually, like actually really hitting him, that could lead to something else. And unfortunately, yes, I mean, like I said, still regardless, I wish that situation wouldn't happen. And I'm sending, Knox, the best, hopefully make a full recovery when it comes to that, man, because that's a very unfortunate situation and stuff. So, yeah, hey, just goes to show, man. A lot of people, man, outside the wrestling world said, "Oh, wrestling is fake, this, that, and the third." There's times to where it's not. A lot of people. I mean, you see, you see it damn near all the time, man. A lot of these wrestlers, they deal with some real injuries. Just doing stunts or whatnot. I mean, in some cases, not a stunt. I mean, they look like this looked like a full-fledged street fight, man. Like Buddy was just, straight, just pulverizing them, man, which is just crazy. But anyway, man, it's your boy Brando, Truly BTV, man. Shout out to all the wrestlers, wrestler love out there and stuff. Yeah, let's just see what happens, man, with this whole situation and stuff. Becky Lynch, give me your thoughts about it, man. How do y'all feel about the situation? I feel like people just being too sensitive. Or do you think that, hey, she did a good thing, man, being a heel and whatnot. So I don't know, man. Like I say, look, hey, I'm just giving my 2 cents on the situation, man. I love all the love and support from everybody, man. Let's keep the interaction going, man, in the comment section below, man. Love y'all, and I'm out.